ॐ दक्षिणस्य समारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता स्मर्या गुरुपरम्परा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशववामन कृष्णपाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्. So we are in the 53rd verse and we are coming to the Nama 500. The 500th name. So we have almost touched the middle, the central point of the entire Sahasranama. So the 500th name says Bhokta. We have already seen this. Bhokta. We have already seen this thing called as Bhokta. What is Bhokta? The one who is the consciousness behind the experiencer. Bhokta. Who is the one who is the Bhokta? The body, mind, sense complex is the Bhokta. And that consciousness behind the body, mind, sense complex, that is what is called as the actual Bhokta. Also, Bhokta means protector, like Gopta. Bhokta also, Gopta also, both of them mean protector. So, as a protector, goes through all the good, the happiness, happy and unhappy events, the one which has the bhoga of sukha and dukkha, that consciousness behind this bhoktru mind actually is what is called as the consciousness or bhokta. Okay, so he is the one actually who is the source of joy. Lord Vishnu is the source of joy and the one who manifests as joy, the one who is the consciousness behind this jiva who is experiencing joy and also unhappiness. So he is what is called as the bhokta. Then does it mean that he is a bhokta means that he is happy and unhappy with bhoga? No, because he's the very consciousness behind the bhokta. This bhoga does not really affect him at all. Then 501, Kapindraha. Kapindraha, the one who is the lord of kapis, monkeys, Kapindraha. Now we can say that, Kapinam Vanaranam Indraha Kapindraha Raghavahava. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says. He is in the form of Rama, in the Ramavatara, who was nothing but the lord of all monkeys. So he was the one who had the Kapi Sainya also. Then Kapi also means Varaha. Kapi is another name for Varaha. And Varaha Rupena, he helped to protect or to rescue Mother Earth. Therefore, he is called as Kapindraha. That is the Varaha. Kapischa asau Indrascha iti Kapindraha, but he is also as the boar, as the Vamana avatara, as the boar which we see. Therefore, he can be called as Rama and Ramavatara. So these are both the Avatara Leelas which talk about Bhagwan Vishnu as Kapindraha. Then 502. Bhuri Dakshinaha. Bhuri means plenty, a lot, Bhuri. Dakshinaha, the one who gets lots of dakshinas. You see, the priests get a lot of dakshinas, correct? All the dakshinas that go to Brahmanas and various ritviks, ultimately they go to whom? They go to Lord Vishnu only. And whenever we give any kind of a dakshina in any temple, as our kanika, ultimately it goes to Ishvara, the ultimate receiver of all our dakshinas, all our offerings, all our pujas, all our worship. Therefore, he is called as Bhuri Dakshinaha, because ultimately Yajno Vai Vishnuhu. Yajna is nothing but Vishnu. So whatever is offered in the yajna, it has to go to Lord Vishnu only. So in Bhagavad Gita we saw Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, okay, Brahmanahutam. That is that Brahman or Vishnu who is the very yajna itself, the one who is manifesting as the fire, the one who is in the form of offerings, the one in whom everything is offered, and ultimately, what is to be achieved through that yajna is also none other than Lord Vishnu himself. So he is called as Bhuri Dakshinaha, the one who gets all the dakshinas given by everybody. Next, we go to the 54th stotra. So, Somapom Ritapas Somaha Purujit Purusattamaha Vinayo Jaya Satya Sandhaha Dasharha Sattvatam Patihi. So 503 Nama is Somapaha, the one who drinks the Somarasa. Okay, or the one who is in the form of Soma also. What is this Somarasa? It is supposed to be a kind of a extract extracted from the plant called Soma plant, and that is a special ahuti given, an offering given during a Soma Yajna. So a Soma Yaji, the one who does the Soma Yaga, offers this Soma juice or the Soma extract, which is called as Soma, and therefore the one who really receives this and drinks the Soma ultimately is Lord Vishnu. Therefore, he is called as Somapa. Okay, therefore, and also this is the, and the one who gives the phalam of this Soma Yaga as a consumer of this Soma extract or Soma juice. Therefore, he is the one who receives this Soma juice as the offering in a Soma Yaga. Then 504. Amritapaha. Amritapaha. There see, when you read this verse, be very careful. The first two words, that's 503 and 504, are together. Somapom Ritapaha. It should be read as Somapaha Amritapaha. Amritapaha means the one who drinks Amritam. What is Amritam? Swatmanandam. Ananda. Swatma Ananda. The one who is reveling in his own Atma Ananda Swarupaha, which is called as Amritam. Of course, the Vachartam of Amritam is that nectar which was actually churned out of Samudra Mathanam, and that was actually being fought for by both the Suras and Asuras. And ultimately, the one who really made this Amrita Mathanam possible was Lord Vishnu. The one, who ultimately made the Devas to consume this Amritam, he is also Lord Vishnu. So he is Amritapaha. So he is the one who is actually reveling in his Amrita Swarupa. Here, Amrita does not mean nectar, but his Ananda Swarupa, which is Amrita Swarupa, in which Lord Vishnu is reveling. He is full of nothing but the immortality itself. Lord Vishnu is immortality itself, and Lord Vishnu is of the nature of Ananda Swarupa, Amritatma. Therefore, he is called as Amritapaha, the one who drinks the Amritam of happiness or Purnatvam, who is himself. Then Somaha. Somaha. Bhagwan Shankaracharya gives two interpretations for that. Somaha also means moon. You know, in the 501st verse, word Nama, we saw Somapaha, the one who drinks Soma. That is Soma Rasa. But here in 505, the name is Somaha, the one who is in the form of moon. Somaha. Okay, so Lord Krishna also in Bhagavad Gita says, you know, I am there in the Somo Bhutva Rasatmaka. I am the one in the form of the moon rays, nourish all the Oshadhis so that they produce the sap in them. Somo Bhutva Rasatmaka. So here, the one who is in the form of moon, Somaha. Moon is the one who is supposed to actually help in creating of the sap and creating of, you know, food in the Oshadhis. The other way Bhagwan Shankaracharya interprets this particular name is, okay, Uma Saha. Okay, so he says Umaya Sahitaha Somaha. Sa Uma. That means Umaya Sahitaha. Therefore, he is called as Ardhanarishwara. Always with Uma. With Uma, he is already there. So, Umaya Sahitaha Shiva, Bhagwan Shankaracharya says. He gives Soma Rupena Aushadhi Poshayan Somaha. Soma Rupena, in the form of moon. The Aushadhis are nourished by this moon, that is also Soma. Umaya Sahitaha Shivaha. So Soma also stands for Umaya Sahitaha Shivaha. Therefore, he is called as Somaha. Like you have Somanatha. You know, so it is Shiva. It addresses Lord Shiva, the one who is always present, inseparable from Uma. Okay? Therefore, around always. And who is this Uma? According to the Kathopanishad, Uma Haimavati came as the very teacher. As the Brahma Vidya Guru, she came to teach Lord Indra. So Uma also stands for Brahma Vidya. So that Shiva who is always with the Brahma Vidya, and therefore he is called as a Soma. Then 506th Nama, Purujit. Purujit. Purujit means the one who wins over many. Puru means many. Jit means the one who has won over, the one who has literally vanquished armies of asuras. So Puru, that means what? Purun Bahun Jayati iti Purujit. That's what Bhagwan Shankaracharya says. Purun Bahun. He has won over many, many jivas, especially asuras. And therefore he is called as Purujit. Many enemies. What kind of enemies? Internal enemies in the form of Kama Krodadhi, external enemies in the form of adharmic people, asuras, rakshasas. So Purujit, the one who has won over many enemies, both inside and outside. Okay, so who is who is the one who is actually the one who is causing this? Who is the enemy? Pratikulakari, he said. The one who creates problems, the one who creates troubles. Therefore, the internal enemies like Ragadveshas also create trouble for us. External adharmic people, or what you call as the asuras, also create trouble for us. So, Lord Vishnu wins over both of them. Then 507 name, it says Purusattamaha. Purusattamaha. The one who is the best and the most exalted among all. Whoever is there, whatever is there in this entire universe, the one who is the most exalted, the highest, the most superior, the best of all. Why? Because he is Bhagavan, isn't it? Lord Vishnu is who? He is Bhagavan. And as Bhagavan, he has all the bhagas in total quantity. Samagra Rupena is got in total quantity. Therefore, he is what is called as the Puru Sattamaha. Therefore, he says, Bahusyam Prajayeya, among many, among millions of jivas. Bhagavan Vishnu is not a jiva because he is the highest, the very light of consciousness. He is the most exalted and superior among all the creation, Purusattamaha. Then 508, Vinayaha. Vinayaha. The one who has humility. Vinayaha also means discipline. The one who inculcates discipline in everybody. The one who is in the form of humility. Lord Vishnu, yes, there is humility. He is the very abode of humility. Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha, being Lord Vishnu, being Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha, Lord Vishnu is an abode of humility also. Why is he humble? Everything belongs to him. There is none other than him. And he knows there is Samagra Vairagyam. Though he has Samagra Aishwaryam, Samagra Viryam, Samagra Yashas, Samagra Jnanam, Samagra Shri, with all these things, there is no arrogance. Why? He is Samagra Vairagyam. Nothing afflicts him. Everything belongs to Lord Vishnu, but nothing affects him or afflicts him. Therefore, the one who is humble, the one who inculcates humility, when we surrender to the Lord, when we see that everything belongs to the Lord, I have nothing really to do, nothing belongs to me. When the ahankara mamakara comes down when I surrender to the Lord, automatically I become humble. Humility is a part of a jnani. Why? Jnani or a bhakta. Even a bhakta is humble. If a bhakta is arrogant that I am a bhakta in his bhakti itself, then that is false. But a real bhakta who has surrendered to the Lord and a jnani who knows that nothing is mine here. Neither this body mind sense complex is mine, nor anybody else or anything else is mine. Such a person without ahankara mamakara is a person who is absolutely humble. Therefore, the one who inculcates humility, inculcates discipline in mumukshus and his bhaktas, and by his very nature, he is humble. Humility is integral to Lord Vishnu because nothing afflicts him. There is no entanglement with anything. Therefore, and Bhagwan is not somebody who is flattered by any of us. Nobody can, we may have so many stutis flattering the Lord, that is for us. If you see in Bhagavatam, there are more than some 20 stutis, praising Lord Vishnu. There are so many stutis written by Bhagwan Shankaracharya. All these stutis are for our sake, to see what is Ishvara. To understand the Ananta Kalyana gunas of Ishvara, the stutis are meant for us. The stutis, by way of stutis, we are only surrendering to the Lord. Nothing else. Therefore, he is not flattered by any of our worship or stutis or whatever we offer him. Because he's totally a viragi. Okay? There is no question of any desire to become Purnam. Purnatvam, when somebody is Purnaha, it's totally humble. Then 509. Jayaha. Again, the same thing as we saw, just Purujit, we saw just 3 namas back. The one who wins over, the one who conquers everything and everybody. So here he's talked about Jayaha. There, Purujit means all the enemies he wins over. Here it is said, Samastani Bhutani Jayati Itti Jayaha. Samastani Bhutani Jayati. Bhagwan is victorious or wins over all beings. Being what? The very Lord of all the Jivas. The very Lord of even the exalted Jivas like Devas, Brahmadi Devas. He's the very Lord. Being the ultimate consciousness, the Lord of everything, he is Samagra Aishwaryam, overlordship. Aishwaryam means overlordship. Samagra Aishwaryam, over everything. Whatever is there, he has got Aishwaryam or overlordship about that. Therefore, he is called as Jayaha. Then Satyasandhaha 510. Satyasandhaha. We saw one name, Satya Sankalpaha. It is the same thing. Satya Sandaha means the one whose sankalpas never go wrong. Ishvara sankalpas never go wrong. Why? Because Ishvara's sankalpas are not his personal sankalpas. Ishvara sankalpas are in the form of the very laws of Ishvara, LAWS, laws, which run the entire universe in a precise manner. Therefore, the one who is victorious over everybody, every jiva, the one who is a Jayaha, is definitely a Satya Sandhaha, Satya Sankalpaha. That's why he's called Satya Kamaha, Satya Sandhaha, Satya Sankalpaha. His sankalpas never go wrong. The laws of Ishvara never go wrong. Whether it's the law of karma, whether it's the cosmic laws, whether it's the physical laws, whatever it may be, it's all Bhagwan's sankalpa, and Bhagwan's sankalpa cannot go wrong. Then 511, 511 name. Dasharhaha, Dasha Arhaha. The only one who deserves worship, dakshina, and gifts. We give gifts to each other, but the one who really deserves all that has to be offered in the form of any kind of a gift is nothing but Ishvara. And there is one more thing. Dasharha means the one who is born in the families of Dasharhas. There is one like Yadukula, it's a part of Yadukula where, this is one kind of a, Kula where he may be born. I'm also not very sure of what it is, but that's what Bhagavan Shankaracharya says. Dashaha Danam Tam Arhati iti Dasharha. The one who deserves all the dana and gifts and everything because he's the ultimate receiver. Then Dasharhasya Kulodbhavadva. Dasharhasya Kulodbhava. Dasharha Kulodbhava, he's called as. Maybe one of the sects like Yadukula and other things. So, it seems some Shastra, talks, that we will see that later. So then he says, next Nama, 510, Satvatam Patihi, Satva, that is a Satvats, Satvatam Patihi means who is the Lord of Satvats, Satvatam Patihi, Satvat. So, Satvatam Patihi. Now, the thing is, Satvats are the people who follow a particular Shastra. And for them, it is Ishvara is in the form of Lord Krishna. So, Satvatam Patihi. Those Satvats who follow, who believe, and who worship Lord Krishna as worship to Lord Krishna as surrender to Ishvara. Next, we go to the 55th verse. Jivo vinayita sakshi mukundo mita vikramaha ambho nidhiranantatma mahodadishayontakaha. So, Jivaha first. Bhagwan Ishvara himself manifests in the form of Jiva. We have already seen that Jiva and Ishvara are not separate from each other. Parameshvara or Ishvara or the light of consciousness, when reflected in the buddhi, that reflection in the buddhi with the buddhi and the entire upadhi, a limited upadhi, is Jiva. But what is it? That is the consciousness behind Jiva and Ishvara. It is the same Lord Vishnu, Jiveshvara Aikyam. Therefore, it is said that Bhagwan himself manifests in the form of Jiva. He creates the universe, manifests himself in the form of universe, and as though enters into an upadhi and manifests in the form of a Jiva. Therefore, he is the one who is Jiva also. That is why in Mahavakya Tattvamasi, Jiva is the Tvampada Vichara, what we saw in the first to the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Tvampada Vichara. The Tvam in Tat Tvam Asi is the Jiva. Tat is Ishvara, the Samashti. But what is there which is common, the only thing behind Jiva and Ishvara, it is nothing but this consciousness. Therefore, Jiva is nothing but Ishvara himself, manifesting in a limited upadhi called as the body-mind-sense complex. 5 and 4. Vinayita Sakshi. Vinayita Sakshi. Okay. Two meanings are given by Bhagwan Shankaracharya. Vinayita Sakshi. The one who is a Sakshi or the witness of the humility in all humble people. Okay, he is the witness, Sakshi, Vinayita. Another meaning he gives is the one who is all pervasive, the one who is the seer of everything. Okay, he is the one and he sees everything as himself. There is nothing other for Lord Vishnu. Consciousness is one in itself. It is the Alupta Drik, and therefore it is the one, Lord Vishnu. Here, Vinayita Asakshi, you have to take it. Vinayita Asakshi is the first meaning. Vinayita Asakshi, the one who's all pervading and the one who doesn't see anything other than himself. Vinayita Asakshi. But you remember one thing, the one who is the witness to all the humility and all the humble people. If we remember that, that's enough. We don't have to go to the various vyutpattis of, so that way is the Sakshi, Vinayita Sakshi. Then comes the name 515 Nama is Mukundaha. Mukundaha means the one who blesses me or you or anybody with moksha. A moksha purusharthi gets blessed by Lord Vishnu for moksha. Muktim dadati iti mukundaha, Bhagwan Shankaracharya says. Muktim dadati, the one who gives mukti, muktim dadati iti mukundaha. By the grace of the Lord Vishnu, Ishvara's grace is very important, isn't it? We have already said that Ishvara Kripa, Guru Kripa, Shastra Kripa, Atma Kripa. Ishvara Kripa in the form of grace, which we should have earned by doing many good things or good karmas in our previous lives, to get that grace, spiritual punya to progress on this path. And who is that? What is that grace? Where does it come from? It comes from Lord Vishnu. So muktim dadati iti mukundaha. Then Amita Vikramaha. Amita Vikramaha. The one who is the most powerful. There is nobody more powerful than him. Samagra Viryam. Samagra Balam. The one who has limitless powers, isn't it? To create, sustain, and resolve a universe like ours. What does he need? Isn't it? He needs Amita Vikramaha. That is one thing. Amita Vikramaha also as Trivikrama. He measured the whole universe with 3 strides. The one with very, very long strides. What is our stride? Stride means the distance between one step and the next. 1 meter maximum, or maybe very tall people may have even 1.5 meters. Not more than that. Here, Bhagwan measured the whole universe with his immeasurable strides or steps. So Amita Vikrama can be taken in these 2 ways. Remember one with limitless powers. Samagra Viryam Samagra Balam Yasya Saha Amita Vikramaha. Then 517. Ambho Nidhihi. Ambho Nidhihi. He is the Adhishtanam of all water bodies. We have already seen this name earlier. The one who is in the form of the Sagaras and all water bodies. Okay. Another meaning Bhagwan gives, Bhagwan Shankaracharya, the abode of Devas, Swarga. Swarga is also called Ambho Nidhi, means the one who is the abode of all the Devas. But let us remember, Ambho Nidhi means the one who is manifesting as the whole oceans everywhere, the water bodies everywhere. Therefore, he is in the form of Ambho Nidhi, the very repository of water. Okay, therefore, he is called Ambho Nidhi. Then 518. Anantatma. Ananta Atma. Atma is Ananta. We already know Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Correct? But Ananta Atma here means the one who is limitless. Anantam means what? Limitless. So this is the Swarupam of Lord Vishnu. It cannot be his body. Lord Vishnu's body, Vishwarupa Darshana, we can say, the one who is spreading everywhere. Virat Rupena, what Arjuna saw Krishna in Vishwarupa Darshanam, Virat Rupena he saw him. Correct? But here, Anantatma is the very nature, the very Swarupa Lakshanam of Lord Vishnu, as Brahman or Atma is Anantatma, the limitless. What do you mean by limitless? Desha, Kala, Vastu, Aparichinna. Not limited by time, not limited by space, not limited by another object. Ekam eva. Okay? Ekameva Advitiya Atma. One and only all-pervading consciousness. Anantam, limitless, infinite consciousness. This is the Swarupa Lakshanam of Lord Vishnu. So it's called as Anantatma. Then the next verse is Mahodadhishayaha 519. Mahodadhishayaha. The one who's reclining peacefully in an ocean. Okay? Kshira Sagare. In the Kshira Sagara, Lord Vishnu is depicted as the one who is lying peacefully in Yoga Nidra. So he is the one, he says that reclining. And then when in this sattvic state, when he's lying, relaxing, the mind absolutely sattvic. When the time for creation comes, Lord Vishnu's sankalpa becomes evident. And with that sankalpa, what happens? The Maya gets stirred. The Kshobhanam happens. We saw Kshobhanaha. And in the soup of Maya called as Prakriti, slowly the whole universe gets projected by Maya. So therefore, he is called as Maho Dadhi Shayaha, as though he is reclining, waiting to make the Sankalpa, waiting for the right time as Kalaha to create the whole universe. Then the next 520th name is Antakaha. Antakaha, the one who is the ultimate end, the one who finishes everything, the one who ends everything. Yama is also called Antakaha, isn't it? Lord Yama. This particular body has to go at a particular time, and it is the grace of Lord Yama. Just imagine if this body just continues without going, what will happen? We see, Jara, Roga, but the body doesn't go. What happens? That's why people who are struggling, suffering with Jara and Roga, they're waiting to go. They're waiting to get rid of this body. And therefore, Lord Vishnu, as Yama Dharmaraja, the one who puts an end to the Vyashti Shariram, at the same time, as Lord Vishnu, Layakaraka, he puts an end to the entire creation. He is the one who is really the Antaka. At the same time, in another way, if you look at it, Lord Vishnu is the Antaka because he ends the cycle of births and deaths and gives moksha. That's the end. No? That is the ultimate end. As a giver of moksha, he is Antaka. As the resolver of the entire universe at the end of the Kalpa, he is the Antaka. As Lord Yama manifesting to give end to the individual body, again he is Antaka. Therefore, Antaka, in these three ways you can take. The one who brings about the end. Then the next verse comes. 56th verse comes. Ajo maharha swabhavyo jita mitra pramodanaha anando nandano nandaha satya dharma trivikramaha. So, the first name, 521, Ajaha. Ajaha. So naturally, Ajaha has lot of meanings. Ajaha also means a goat, but here it is not goat. Ajaha means the one who is not born. We have already seen it earlier in the very beginning itself, before even the 100 namas happened, we saw Ajaha. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha. We saw that. The one who is unborn. The one who is the causeless cause, the one who is in the form of the one who is never born. So the one who is Nitya, that is the very Nitya Atma, that is the very Swarupam of Lord Vishnu. But here, Bhagwan Shankaracharya gives a very different meaning. He says the one who manifests as Kamaha or Manmataha. This is the meaning which he is giving, Bhagwan Shankaracharya. He says, At Vishnoho Ajayata iti Kamaha Ajaha. Okay? So, At from Lord Vishnu. Who came out? Kama came out, and that is Manmatha. So, Ajaha At Vishnoho Ajayata iti Manmataha. The one who is Kamaha iti Ajaha, in the form of Manmata. This is a very special meaning that is given, but doesn't matter if we remember Ajaha as unborn, the one who is never born, the one who is always there, the one who is not limited by the cycles of birth and death. That is enough. But just For Bhagwan Shankaracharya's way of interpreting the same name in different ways, it gives a lot of happiness to read this, because how the same word can be very, very clearly, grammatically interpreted to give a totally different meaning. Those who understand the language will find that it is very interesting the way the Vyutpatti is done. But you don't have to worry. Ajaha means the one who is not born. Then the next word, 522. Maharhaha. 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 What is the meaning of it? The only one who deserves any kind of a worship. The only one who deserves worship. The only one who deserves stuti, ultimately. Though Bhagwan Vishnu is not bothered what you talk about him or what you praise him or flatter him, he is not bothered. But ultimately, the one who really deserves, the one who deserves any kind of, puja or worship. Therefore, Mahaha means puja. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, Mahaha puja tad arhatvat maharha. The one who deserves all our veneration, the one who deserves the worship of everybody, the one who is the most worshipable. Therefore, he is called as what? He is called as Maharha. Then Swabhavyaha 523. Swabhavyaha. Swabhavyaha means the one who is the very subject itself and cannot be objectified. Swabhavyaha, the one who cannot be objectified. The one who is the very subject consciousness. The one who cannot be felt or perceived through any sense organs, nor can he be, transacted with through any of the karmendriyas. So jnanendriya and karmendriyas and jnanendriyas are not able to objectify that. Therefore, he is called as swabhavyaha. The one who is swabhavenaiva abhavyaha. The one in his swabhava itself, by his very nature, is the subject consciousness, and by that very nature cannot be objectified by anybody. Therefore, he is called as Swabhavya. Then 524. Jita Mitraha. Okay, Jita Mitraha. Jita Mitraha. Here, Mitra means here it is actually enemies. Okay, the one who has Purujit, we saw similar one. The one who wins over all the enemies. Okay, so here said, how do you say Mitra is an enemy? Okay, Jita Mitraha, it is here, not Jita Mitraha. Jita Mitraha. Jita Mitraha means Jita Amitraha. Jita Mitraha. Sorry, I said Jita Mitra first. It's not so. It is Jita Mitraha. Jita Mitraha means Jita Amitraha. The one who wins over Amitras. The ones who are not friends. Who are the ones who are not friends? Those who are not conducive to you, and those who are the enemies. Therefore, he is the one who wins over all the Amitras. Jita Amitraha. Therefore, he is Jita Mitraha, not Jita Mitra, Jita Mitraha. Okay. Then 525. Pramodanaha. Pramodanaha. Pramoda means joy. When you experience something, that joy that you get after experiencing something is called pramodaha. There are 3 levels of happiness in each of us. Happiness vrittis. Priya, moda, pramodaha. Priya means I feel happy when seeing something which I like. Modaha means I want to possess it and I am happy when I possess it. Modaha. Pramodaha, that joy that I get when I experience that object. Therefore, the one who is the giver of joy. Therefore, he is called as Pramodanaha. He is ever joyful and therefore he gives joy. The one who is always Purnaha, joyful. All the three are Priyamoda, Pramoda, Vrittis are totally in him. So he is ever joyful. The one who is ever joyful. The one who is an abode of joy. He is Pramodanaha. The one who is by nature itself is of the nature of joy and also the giver of joy. Then 526. Anandaha, same thing, of the nature of joy again. Pramodanaha also means what? The one who is always joyful, a repository of joy. Anandaha, the one whose very nature, the one whose very swabhava is Purnatvam, Sukha Swarupa, Purnatva Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Anandaha Swarupam Asya iti Anandaha. Ananda or Anantatvam is the very Swarupam of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, he is called as Anandaha. Okay. Nandanaha, the one and the only one who is the very source of this happiness. From where else do we get it? We feel that objects of the world from outside give us happiness. Priyamoda, Pramoda from all objects outside. No, it is not so. Objects from the world outside do not give us any kind of happiness. What really reflects in all those objects is Atmananda, Swarupa Ananda. And the one who is the very source, the only source of happiness, as Purnatva Swarupa Atma, is Lord Vishnu. It is again his Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa Atma. Sat Chit Ananda Atma. So this Ananda Swarupa Atma, he is the giver of Ananda, and by his very nature, he is Ananda Swarupa. 5 to 8. Nandaha. Nandaha, the one who does not depend on others. Bahyartha, he does not depend upon Bahyartha Labha. He does not depend upon outside objects for his happiness. The one who has all the means of Purnatvam within himself. Having Samagra Aishwaryam, Samagra Viryam, Samagra Jnanam, Samagra Yashas, Samagra Shri. What else does he need? Everything belongs to him. For us, we are expecting happiness from something outside, but not for Bhagwan Vishnu. Because anything and everything that is needed to be happy, it is within himself. He does not have to look for happiness outside. Therefore, he is Nandaha. Then Satya Dharma 529. Satya Dharma. What is the meaning of Satya Dharma? Whose very nature is Satyam. Lord Vishnu, as Brahman, is described as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Sat Chit Ananda Atma. The very existence, the one who is present in the very form of existence, as the Adhishtanam of the entire universe. So the one, who has Satyam as one of his Swarupa Dharma. So he is Satya Dharma. Of course, dharmas can also mean, the bhagas can also mean dharma. All the 6 bhagas of Bhagwan, they're also his dharmas. But the one whose nature is Satrupa nature, this one is called as Satya Dharma. The one whose Swarupam is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Then 530. Trivikramaha. Trivikramaha. Trivikramaha means what? With 3 steps, with 3 strides, he covered the whole universe. Vamana. When Vamana, in Vamana Avatara, he went to Bali Chakravarti and asked for 3 steps of, give me 3 steps of land. And in 3 steps, such wide Trivikramaha, what we saw, Amita Vikramaha, what we saw, same thing. In 3 steps, he scanned the entire universe. And what are those 3 Vikramaha? All 3 worlds. It is said Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha. Bhu Loka, Bhuvar Loka, Suvar Loka. All the 3 worlds were scanned by none other than Lord Vishnu. Therefore, he is called as Trivikramaha. Now we'll go to the 57th verse. Maharshi Kapilacharya Kritagno Medinipatihi Tripadastridashadhyaksho Mahashringah Kritantakrit. So, the first name is Maharshi Kapilacharya. All the Maharshi, ultimately Bhagwan Vishnu manifests as everybody. Maharshis are exalted jivas. The one who manifested as Maharshi Kapilacharya. Here Maharshi and Kapilacharya are not two different words. They have to be taken together and they make one name. So he is in the form of Maharshi Kapilacharya. Kapila Muni. Kapila Muni. Who's this Kapila Muni? It is said that Kapila Muni is the one who gave this Atma Jnanam to his own mother Devabhuti. It comes in Bhagavatam. And Kapilacharya is considered to be one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu. So the one who is manifested as Devahuti's son, and ultimately he gave this Atma Jnanam to his very mother. The mother became the Shishya and Maharshi Kapilacharya became the Guru. And therefore, he is Bhagwan manifested as an avatara in the form of Kapila Muni. And he's supposed to be the one who's the originator of Sankhya Darshana, Sankhya Shastra. Whether Sankhya is the present Sankhya Shastra we see, or whether it is Vedanta Shastra, which is also called Sankhya, that lot of debate is going on there. And that Sankhya, which Kapila Muni gave to his mother in the form of Brahma Vidya, that is not what Sankhya Shastra is right now. That is what is said by the Gurus. Okay. Then next one is 532. Kritagnaha, Kritagnaha, Kritagnaha. The one who knows whatever he has created very well. Naturally, no. When you create something, if you want to take care of it, if you want to sustain it, you have to know very well what you have done. Otherwise, how will you protect it? Whatever is done by you, whatever is created by you, has to be very well understood and known. There should be a jnanam. Whatever has been created by Lord Vishnu, he should know it very well. Therefore, he is called as Kritagnaha, the one who knows his own creation very well. He has not created something randomly. Okay, Krita means that which is done, the karyam. And what did Bhagwan do? Bhagwan Vishnu created the entire universe. And to create the entire universe, he had to have the knowledge of what he is going to create. After having created the universe, he has to know what he has created to maintain it. Therefore, he is the knower of all that which was yet to be created and all that is created already. Then 533, Medini Patihi. We have already seen it earlier. He is the supporter, the nourisher, the Lord of the earth itself. He is the one, Lord Vishnu, protects the earth. If you take his Avatara Leelas, he has protected the earth, rescued the earth from a demon in Varaha Avatara. At the same time, as the sustainer of this earth, in the form of Satta Spurti Dayaka, the one who is the giver of Satta and Spurti, supporting all the living and non-living beings on this earth, supporting everything that is there. Non-living means in the form of all the khanijas and stones and this and that, whatever it is. We saw Ratna Garbhaha, Bhugarbhaha. Similarly, Medini Pati means the one who supports the earth, the one who nourishes, supports as an Adhishtanam Satrupena, Chitrupena. So he is the supporter of the earth. We may say Medini Pati, some of the emperors may call themselves, we are the Medini Patis, but ultimately the Medini Pati is none other than Ishvara or Vishnu. Then Tripadaha, the one who has 3 steps or 3 avasthas. This is in the form of the Jiva's avasthas. The one who manifests as Jiva, who has Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti avasthas. But Lord Vishnu himself as consciousness is the Turiya Atma, the one who is neither Jagrat Jiva, nor Swapna Jiva, nor Sushupta Jiva. Therefore, who is he? He is the one, is the one who is manifest in the Jiva with the 3 states. Another way is the one who manifests as the 3 prapanchas: Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Prapancha Rupena manifests. Avasthatraya Rupena in the Jiva he manifests. Therefore, he is called as the Tripadaha, his manifestation. And since we don't have enough time, next verse is Tridashadhyakshaha, the Lord of all these 3 states of experience. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupta, Jivas, these 3 experiences which are witnessed by whom? He is Lord Vishnu, Tridashadhyakshaha. So we'll see the next one, in the next session. We are running out of time. Om Nandantu Sadhaka Sarve Vinashyantu Vidushakaha Avastha Shambhavi Mestu Prasannostu Gurus Sada Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukham Apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat.